Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm testing out the cheese chopper. This was on Shark Tank. It can supposedly slice, shred, and store your cheese all in one device. This week I put it to the test, and I also enlisted the help of a cheese expert for her opinion on this. So let's see how that all went in today's video. And first up, let's go back to the unboxing. All right, here it is, the cheese chopper, the legendary new cheese device. I paid $34.99 for this. It was 40 bucks when it was on Shark Tank. It looks like they're starting to lower the price down now, which is good because one of the sharks said they thought it was $10 overpriced anyways. So now it's only $5 overpriced. The claims are that it's a cheese grater that will store, slice, and shred cheese all in the same container. Get the perfect slice every time. Reduces the need for plastic wrapped containers or cheesecloth. Very important, I'll read these over. A lot of mess here. Nice packaging, I'll give them that. Very nice packaging. And these must be the other blades that you can use. And now for the star of the show here. I should point out this did not get a deal on Shark Tank. Some of the sharks said it was too complicated to use, and a gadget's not supposed to be complicated. I also should point out there's a dial that you can turn here to adjust the thickness. We'll check that out. Barbara on Shark Tank also pointed out that this is a large device for storing because she said that she eats 4 different kinds of cheeses that would be stored in the same amount of space this takes up. So that's something else to consider. All right, so let me clean this off, read these instructions over, and get started. I've got it completely disassembled here, so let's put everything aside except for we're going to go with the wire. Here's a 2-pound block of just standard cheese. It doesn't go in this way, so I'm going to have to put it in this way. That block of cheese fills it up. I'm actually going to have to just chop just to make room for it. So let me see what happens, just a quick chop here. All right, not a very even chop. So the way they show them doing it is they put their hand on the unit and turn this as they're chopping. You kind of have to be right over it, I think, to get the thickness right. Let's see what we got. You know, not too bad. I think I might need to put something underneath this so it's not just flopping onto the table. The first couple cuts seem like I'm just kind of getting the end of the cheese cut off. Well, it's not cutting all the way to the bottom. I think you're supposed to adjust the wire if it's not cutting to the bottom. They say to turn these screws a little bit if the wire's not chopping properly. I guess I'll try that. And they do give you this tiny little screwdriver to adjust it with. All right, well, I did tighten it. I mean, I'm not real sure if that's tight enough, or let's see. Maybe I need to go faster. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see. Hi-ya! So far, I'm not overly impressed by this, but I'm going to keep trying. And there we go. All right, got a piece of cheese unbroken this time. Oh wait, it is broken. I wonder if that's the cheese and not the cheese chopper that's doing that. Maybe I need to try a different blade. Let me try the actual blade itself. This is like a guillotine. It looks like very barbaric looking. All right, here we go. One more time. I'll try a little bit thicker piece too. All right, you know, that's just to make sure I'm fair. I'm going to turn to the other side and make sure there's no imperfections in this cheese that's making it do that. I'm trying to give the cheese chopper a fair test here. Here we go. Ah, there we go. Look at this. Okay. It's nice. It's pretty nice. All right, okay, I think the cheese was just a little bit of an issue. Let me try the wire again. Now we got the cheese issue sorted out. All right, here we go. Back to the wire now. It's a very fat piece there. Try a nice thin piece. Let's see what I can get with this. And not bad. The thickness is okay. Let me try the shredder on here. I want to find something that I like on this. So far I'm a bit underwhelmed. Okay, not too bad. We have long shredded cheese. That's what we got. Not too bad. Let me try a quick lightning around and see how that goes. They're not falling off, but I'm still going. I don't care. I'm going to keep going. I've tightened this wire like 3 times already. What we got here? Wow. It's not awful. I mean, it works. Is it ideal? Is it optimal? Probably not, but it did work. At this point, I think I need to enlist the help of a cheese expert. Fortunately, I happen to know one down the street. Let's head down there and see what the cheese expert thinks about the cheese chopper. I am standing here with Diana Breyer, who is a national cheese expert, owner of the Valley Cheese and Wine, and the Wonder Woman of cheese.
Hi.
I can't think of a better person to help me with the cheese chopper than Diana. So Diana, have you seen the Shark Tank episode? Are you familiar with the cheese chopper at all?
I am familiar with Shark Tank, but
Okay.
I cannot say that I have seen this episode.
Now Diana has brought in the chopper that she usually, chopper is not really the word for it, is it?
We call it Commander, yeah.
I'm thinking chopper. She has a device that she uses to cut cheese with, and we have a few different selections here we're going to try out. So I'll show you how it works, and then you can give it a shot. And tell you what you
Okay,
think.
sure.
You have the door that comes off here. You're supposed to put the cheese in here, and then this knob you turn it with your thumb, and then just chop it and turn it at the same time.
Just observation-wise, like the shape of this is prohibitive.
Yeah.
So we actually had discussed cutting a bunch of different cheeses in this
Yeah.
and found that our standard Goudas were too tall. I don't think that it's a one device fits all cheeses kind of contraption. I think this is for people who regularly have block cheese in their home. Yeah. We've got a pretty decent sized chunk of some like Alpine style cheese right here. I'm not even sure that it's gonna fit, but we're gonna try.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the block because I guess that's what it was designed for, right? So let's see if it does the thing that it says it's gonna do, maybe? Okay.
I'm gonna let you take over.
Oh, good. Okay,
It does
so
fit.
we fit.
It
All right,
does
we
fit.
fit.
It does
Okay.
fit.
Oh. So this required a lot of force from me. I don't know if you guys saw, I did not really get a straight cut.
That's one of the sharks also said it was kind of tough to actually press down on.
Yeah, it is a little tough to press down on. Those are my first two cuts. So not too terrible if you get at it from I wouldn't do this sitting down ever because you're going to be having uneven pressure. So
Yeah.
I think you really do have to get over it. And let's now try it on the wire. This is a Commander. So
Okay.
I'm going to try and get the same cut.
Okay.
And you just take your wire, go right through. One smooth movement.
There's something much more oddly
Same cut,
satisfying.
and you can actually even see the difference on how it's cut with that blade versus how smooth it is against the wire. So we're definitely getting a difference
Wow.
of the way that the cheese behaves under that pressure. I don't know, it's just flaking kind of in a way that makes me sad. It almost looks like a manchego. If you're familiar with manchego,
No.
It almost looks like the flakiness of a manchego cheese, but it's a cheddar, so it should look more like this. You can definitely tell there's been more disturbance in the force.
Very Star Wars-y explanation. There's a bit of disturbance in the force.
So this was goat's milk. We're gonna try sheep milk.
Okay, great.
They have different densities and different textures, so
Okay.
so do their cheeses.
Okay.
I
So
don't
is this
know
a
if
harder
this
cheese?
is, this one is also hard and aged.
Okay.
So you can see nice tyrosine crystals. This is called Aries. This is from Shooting Star Creamery.
It's a beautiful looking cheese.
It's gorgeous, and it's an absolutely stunner of a cheese too. Again, we talked about this is basically for a block format.
Yeah.
When you put a piece of cheese in this mechanism that came in a wheel format originally, you're actually cutting away what we call the nose,
Okay.
which goes towards the center of the cheese, because these all end up being, wedges. You cut
Right.
the wheel in half, and then you cut it into quarters, and then you have a large triangular wedge. So these triangular wedges with this mechanism is basically just going to cut off the nose of the cheese, and I think we have to get it all the way to the back in order for it to not fall over while it's on its journey.
And that's not even going to be, it's going to be
Ooh, yeah, that
angle.
That was really, that was.
And you have to get
So,
right over it too.
You do have to get right over it. You really have to there is a lot of, if you see right here, there's a lot of wiggle room on
yeah.
this. So even with artisan cheeses, you're going to be dealing with getting little weird spears like that.
Do you want to use the wire on this one, or?
No, I think the wire would break.
Oh,
actually,
really?
Because it has to get through. It has to get through this hard rind.
Okay.
And that type of pressure is not. There's nothing to sort of give it in.
Okay.
So the reason why a wire works in this situation versus that situation is because right here I already have some of the cheese exposed.
I see.
So I can just take this wire right through the paste of the cheese, and that allows me to get through into that hard center. And then we have a perfect cut every time. You can see, I mean, the type of cuts you're going to be getting here, you're going to be getting only the front pieces of this cheese, which is at the end of it going to leave you with a largely unusable portion.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that.
You know,
either.
your rind to paste ratio is going to be really, really high there, whereas here you have an equal rind to paste ratio in this type of cut format.
Interesting.
This reminds me of Odyssey of the Mind. It's like this project we used to do in junior high and like early high school, where you get a team together and they give you this really weird assignment and you design this really complicated contraption to perform a very simple task. And this very much reminds me of this like conveyor belt thing we built in like 7th grade. Anyway.
That sounds like most of the As Seen on TV products I've tested. Like, you're making a very difficult product for something that's not that difficult.
I think it's like bored engineers.
I know, it's like
you know, just like
solving a problem that doesn't exist.
How can I possibly complicate something very simple and make money doing it? Let's start with the brie. So this is a triple cream brie from the Rhone Alps in France. As you can see, it's a goopy guy. So I have no idea how this is going to behave. I have no idea what's going to happen. Yes. Oh, okay.
And then back it in there. Oops.
Was she thick though? Oh wow! Just really crushed that. just really smash that. So I have made this style of cheese before. Yeah, you actually need a special type of knife to do this. So I am very sorry, triple cream brie.
All right, so I guess
so. Cheese chopper, maybe ideal for people who just want to stick to the block cheese life.
Standard household block cheese for
standard sort of commodity. Melt it.
If you were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10. For consumers and for professionals, how about 2 scales?
For professionals, I would say a 1.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's generous.
Yeah, I note the maybe there. Like professionals to have at home. See, not even then. I can't. I don't know that I could justify as a pro.
Okay.
Having this product for my own use.
Okay.
For a consumer, again, if you have a consumer that is really just committed to that block life, then perhaps this could be something of use. I would go with a wire every time, just because you can cut every cheese in that, and you don't have to have a specific contraption that's so prohibitive of other styles of cheese.
Right.
Because if this brie were salvageable, we could put it on the wire, and I could show you that we can actually very easily. Maybe we should just still try it. I'm so nervous. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know that we got through it. That's actually, sad. I think it just smushed it, and yeah.
Wow.
So on the wire, we just go. Whoop.
Wow.
And you can actually remove, this brie is at room temperature, but even still I was able to.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's a definite advantage there.
Well, I have one more question for you. They do say that you could use this to store cheese in the fridge. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that cheese is a battle against oxygen.
Okay.
So the second you expose something to oxygen and don't protect it adequately, then you're gonna start seeing spoilage happen on a kind of more rapid pace. But you really have to think about, if you're going to be putting something this small in there, you also have this much oxygen that's going to be like circulating around the cheese and just sort of laying there stale. Yes, it's going to be able to escape a little bit, but most people who would use this, I think, are going to shove it in their fridge somewhere.
Yeah.
And I don't have space for something that's that
it's kind of
shape,
big.
And it's kind of a weird.
How would you store block cheese, just consumer level block cheese in your fridge? Like
cheese paper is the best way.
That's the best way.
Yeah. So the cheese paper is available everywhere.
Yeah.
Amazon, online. You can get it at cheese paper retailers, like local cheese shops.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it then, right?
I guess so. I guess we tried the cheese chopper today.
All right. Well, thank you so much for helping me out and for sharing your expertise with us.
Yeah, it's happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
I will share all of her socials below and follow her online. If you're in Vegas or if you live here, this is the place to go if you want cheese.
Come visit me. We're fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Promise.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
So in the end, I would say the cheese chopper does do all the things it's supposed to do, so I have to give it credit for that. The only problem is that it seems to make everything much more complicated than it should be and a little bit less effective at the same time. I'm glad I tried it, but I think I'll be clearing a space for this one out in the boneyard. If you've tried the cheese chopper, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.